Greetings, everyone. I want to warn you about publishers, particularly publishers of Bibles. The objective of publishers is to sell you books, and Bible publishers are no different than any other publisher, and they're not above lying to you to get you to buy their Bibles. One such vendor is the KJV store. Now, they're currently promoting a King James Version that is the 1769. And you can spend $845 on it, or as little as $125. Now, what's the problem with this Bible? First of all, it is Benjamin Blaney's 1769 revision. Benjamin Blaney changed over 24,000 things in the 1611. He presumed to correct the 1611. Now, Benjamin Blaney had no training in Greek or Hebrew at the time of his revision. Now, to the credit of the KJV store, their publication does refer to the KJV as a revision. Many Bibles that call themselves the King James Version refer to their Bibles as translations, when in fact they are not. So we want to acknowledge that the KJV store got that right. But on the spine of their Bibles, they say, corrected by Dr. Benjamin Blaney. Now you may ask, what's wrong with that? Number one, when Benjamin Blaney changed the 1611, he did not have a doctorate. He didn't get his doctorate until 6 years later. And so claiming that Dr. Benjamin Blaney revised is false. Benjamin Blaney revised it, not Dr. Benjamin Blaney. This is a deception. Some of the other things that the KJV store claims about their 1769 revision that they're selling, they claim that at the time of the 1611, there was no standardization of spelling and other things. And so Benjamin Blaney corrected those things. Now I say to you, he corrected them according to what? He corrected them according to Samuel Johnson's dictionary. Now, Samuel Johnson decided how things should be spelled, and they contradicted the way people spelled things in the 17th century. In the 17th century, there was a wide variation of how things could be spelled. They weren't rigid and narrow. But Samuel Johnson didn't like that, so he decided his way was better. Yet it is important to realize Samuel Johnson was a Jacobean. He was a guy who supported the reinstatement of Roman Catholic kings on the throne in England. This is the guy from which Benjamin Blaney got his standardization. Now you have to know, if he was in support of reinstating Roman Catholic kings, then he was a papist. And if Benjamin Blaney was in support of Samuel Johnson, trusting in his work, then Benjamin Blaney was favorably disposed toward the Vatican. And so his KJV of 1769, although rightly stated on the KJV store, is a revision. Now that's important because many Bibles that claim to be the King James Version say that it's a translation. And that's false too. A revision and a translation are two very different things. Anyway, I would not advise you to buy a KJV 1769 of any sort, because there are errors and there are changes in meaning as well as changes in pronoun that appear arbitrary. And James Price compiled all the changes, and there were some 24,000 that he found in the KJV. And some of these changes do alter doctrine and meaning. Now that's the Bible that the KJV store is selling and promoting with some false conceptions. Beware of the leaven of the publishers. And remember, love of money is the root of all evil.